Hi, my name is Sam Nesbitt. I'm 19. I'm a sophomore at the University of Oregon. I'm pursuing my bachelor's degree in chemistry right now, and I'm part of the Center for Sustainable Materials Chemistry summer program here at the UO. My dad is a chemical engineer. He works in Bend, Oregon, where my family lives and where I'm from. You know, I wasn't interested in chemistry at first, but my dad's always talked to me about chemistry and science as I've been growing up, and as I took more classes in the subject, I suddenly realized that it's something I actually am good at and maybe something I could do for the rest of my life. So in the Page Lab, I've been working on developing a solid electrolyte for use in batteries. The electrolyte in a battery is where all of the chemical energy is stored in the battery. And it's advantageous to have a dry electrolyte instead of a wet electrolyte because it's cheaper, it's easier to produce, you don't get leaks of battery acid or anything like that that could be hazardous to the consumer. And handily enough, I can actually pair my work really well with Matt Cast of the Betcher Lab, who's working on ionically conducting cathodes and anodes. And when we combine them, we could produce a possibly commercially viable battery, which would be really neat. So initially we were using an alumina-based compound to spin films out of, but they were way too thin to do any sort of measurements on. We knew about a compound called Alpo from the center. It's something the center has studied pretty extensively. It makes great thick films that you can easily incorporate other elements into. So we've stuck some lithium in it, and it makes excellent films, and it makes a good solid electrolyte. So I think my time at the center has definitely taught me about the necessity of flexibility in science. About halfway through the summer, we had to completely switch gears and switch our focus to an entirely different compound. And it was really interesting to experience that and have to completely change focus and have to be flexible about it and not worry too much that, oh, this other half of the project was a failure, but that's okay because it taught me how to use the instruments properly and analyze the data, spin good films, which are all really useful skills that I've taken on to the next phase of this project. I think it's been a great opportunity to be able to work with the center. It's given me a lot of different opportunities that I would not have had otherwise. I mean, I've only passed my first year of chemistry. I'm a sophomore in college currently, and spending my first summer in college in a research lab has really, I think it's going to seriously further my career. It's given me the opportunity to learn how to present my findings to both a general audience and the specific audience of my PI and my fellow students in the lab. A lot by presenting to the people who you work in lab with because they have different background knowledge than you, they know more about these topics than you, and I think you get a lot of insight about your project just by listening to what other people think of the way you're presenting it. I sort of stumbled upon the center by accident, actually, but my Gen Chem professor, Kathy Page, is part of the center and mentioned it to me just in passing when I went to her office hours, and I got interested and investigated, and then found out that all of these great people work with the center. And I think it's great that I get to work with them and be in such a great environment for, nurturing young scientists. I was actually failing my AP chemistry class up until about March of my senior year. And then this unit on electrochemistry, batteries, superconductors, stuff like that came up. And suddenly it just clicked in my brain that I understood, finally, how batteries worked, and I got really excited and ended up acing the class. And, I mean, that's what really drew me to pursue the undergrad research. And, my Gen Chem professor, Kathy Page, happens to also be my PI and is part of the center, and just mentioned it in passing to me in her office hours. And here I am.